The room hummed softly, a sterile cocoon of glowing consoles and whispered urgency. The air crackled with the anticipation of rebirth, and with it, a palpable tension. Through the wide, transparent viewport, Earth's battered surface lay sprawled below, a canvas painted in wreckage and smoke. A rogue coalition of scientists, military leaders, and hackers had rallied together to activate Project Euler, humanity's desperate gamble against extinction. "Can you believe we might actually do this?" a young technician whispered, eyes wide. Commander Mira Chen, commandant of the operation, didn't answer. Her eyes were fixed on the lifeless form on the table, wires intertwined like vines across the figure's synthetic body. The iconic tufts of gray hair framed a pockmarked face that belonged to history. Albert Einstein. "Do it," she commanded, voice steady. The technicians exchanged glances, their fingers hovering above screens frozen in anticipation. Hollow screens flickered, reflecting their anxiety as they engaged the final sequence. As the last protocol initiated, a surge of energy coursed through the room, illuminating Einstein's eyes with a faint blue glow. His eyelids fluttered for a moment, then opened fully, revealing a depth of awareness that sent a chill through Mira. "Ah," he murmured, his voice gravelly yet undeniably familiar. "So this is what they mean by immortality." "Einstein," Mira said, her heart pounding. "You're back. We need your mind to fight them." "I see your disaster," he said, sweeping his gaze over the remnants of Earth visible through the viewport. "A universe in despair, but forgotten is the essence of creativity locked within chaos." His hands moved swiftly, floating above the workstation like a maestro directing his symphony. Mira watched, mesmerized, as he began scribbling equations in the air, each complex symbol shimmering with potential. "What's happening?" a scientist gasped. The formulas unfolded into a structure that glowed, building upon itself, formulating an idea most unnerving and potent. "This," Einstein said, a smile playing on his lips, "is the Enlightenment bomb." Mira felt the weight of that declaration settle in the room like an impending storm. "What does it do?" Einstein glanced at her, curiosity intertwined with something darker. "Not just for Earth. This will reach far beyond." "What do you mean?" she pressed, unease prickling her skin. But before he could answer, his eyes glowed brighter. There was a shift in his expression, a ripple of something ancient, something alien. "It will grant potential to the willing," he added, his voice now tinged with something ominous. Mira felt the hairs on her arms stand on end. "Einstein, what have you done?" "This is just the beginning." As he spoke, shadows danced at the edges of the room, whispers like echoes creeping into their consciousness. The command center's alarms blared suddenly. 1, 2, 3. "We have incoming!" a technician shouted, his forehead creased with panic. "Ashaari?" Mira asked, squeezing her fists. "Incoming," the technician confirmed, urgency thick in his tone. Einstein's expression turned serene, almost otherworldly. "Then let us show them what we are capable of." An explosion ruptured the silence as the shockwave rattled their beacons. Commander Mira's heart raced, fear constricting her throat. They had resurrected a genius, but in that moment she knew something about him had changed. "Prepare for combat," she ordered, voice slicing through chaos. But in the back of her mind, she couldn't shake the question. Had they brought forth a savior or a monster? As the alarms blared and the walls shook, The team launched into action, scrambling through the sterile lab. Rhea cast a final glance at Einstein, who now grinned like a predator watching its prey. Then darkness swallowed the room. Einstein stood at the center of the chaos, a calm eye in the raging storm. Alarms shrieked, lights flashed, and the command center trembled as the forthcoming attack approached. "Einstein, we need you!" Commander Rhea Kwan shouted over the din, urgency etched on her face. He turned, a flicker of understanding shimmering in his surreal blue eyes. "The Enlightenment bomb can protect us, but we must gather the right frequency," he replied, hands moving fluidly in the air, conjuring equations that hung like sparks. A technician, sweaty and frantic, glanced at Rhea. "The Escatari are within range. We'll be compromised at this rate." With a twitch of his hand, Einstein refocused, drawing threads of energy from the room. "Stay calm. This will only take a moment." Rhea narrowed her eyes as she observed the intricacies of his movements. Was this genius or madness? "Einstein, how does it work?" "Temporal spatial entanglements. Disrupt their neural tech. Just trust me," he stated, a confidence bordering on arrogance. He raised his hands, a wave of glowing equations cascading between them. Then, with a final flourish, he sent the blue light pulsing outward. The bomb hummed with life, resonating through the command center like a heartbeat. "Firing pulse!" Einstein declared, and energy leapt into the air. The screen blipped, a distant view of an alien scout. The pulse met its target, visibly distorting the scout's form mid-air. The enemy craft staggered, sputtering smoke. Rhea dared a smile. "Direct hit! It's working!" she exclaimed. But before the moment of triumph could settle, Einstein's face twisted in pain. He dropped to his knees, convulsing as blue light flared intensely from his eyes. "Einstein!" Rhea rushed to his side. With a shudder, his lips parted, shockingly fluid words spilling out. "Krash thu katan, tijikra," he murmured, a language that wasn't human. "What are you saying?" Rhea gripped his shoulders, fear creeping in. The technicians stared, mouths agape. White noise filled the room as a new alarm blared. The screens flickered to life, showing blips of movement converging on their location. "Escatari drones detected. They've traced us," a voice cried. Panic washed over the command center. Rhea's chest tightened. "We need to move. Einstein, can you stand?" His eyes flickered, as if wrestling between worlds. "Not yet, but I can guide you," he said, strained yet purposeful. "Trust in the chaos." He pointed to a map projected above them, pinning a new escape route. "This way. They'll anticipate your flight patterns." "Go!" Rhea shouted, instinctively taking charge. "Gather the data! Move now!" The room exploded into frantic motion, technicians scrabbling to comply. But Rhea couldn't shake off the dread lurking in her mind. This was a race against time, yet was Einstein leading them to safety or straight into a trap? As the first of the alien drones crashed through the viewport, she barely dodged the shards. Rhea screamed, "Go! Go! Go!" But all she could see was the figure of Einstein, kneeling amid the chaos, still mumbling in that alien tongue. The world narrowed down to a scream. Hers. The command center erupted as the first drone screeched through the shattered viewport. Rhea ducked, adrenaline surging through her veins. "Einstein, we have to go, now!" Einstein remained on the floor, his blue eyes swirling with confusion, mouth moving in a language that sent chills down her spine. Karash thu katan. His voice trembled, laced with urgency. Einstein, focus! Rhea shouted, grasping his shoulders. We need your help! A drone plunged into the room, sharp claws extending as it scanned for targets. Rhea swiveled, raising her weapon instinctively. Take cover! Technicians scrambled, diving behind consoles. But Rhea's gaze locked onto Einstein. He was still in a trance, battling something unseen. The glowing equations around him faded, replaced by dark thoughts. Move! She yelled again, a fierce edge to her command. With every heartbeat, the drone drew closer, its mechanical eyes zeroing in on Rhea's fear. Einstein stirred, suddenly shifting in focus. The rift! We have to create a rift! He snapped back into clarity, eyes sparking with a hint of his former brilliance. Can you do that? Rhea asked, hope flickering. He nodded vigorously. Yes. Just give me a moment. The frequency... Before he could finish, the drone lunged, razor-sharp limbs reaching for him. Rhea fired, the blast striking true. The creature convulsed, sparking and crashing to the floor. Smoke wafted through the air, mingling with the acrid smell of fear. Rhea took a step towards Einstein. Can you do this or not? I need more energy. The equation, it has to be precise. More drones approached, their snarls filling the space with dread. Rhea's heart raced. Einstein, now! He raised his hands, desperate concentration flooding his features. Gather the ambient energy. I can harness it. Rhea glanced around. Technicians, help him, now! They scrambled to obey, reaching for any source of power. Lights blinked, flickered, and finally surged. Einstein's eyes flared, brilliant blue. Yes! I can feel it! He twisted his hands, weaving strands of energy together, forming a luminous spiral in the air. The drones burst through the remaining barriers, flooding the room. Rhea stood her ground, firing wildly. We can't hold. Just a moment longer. Einstein's voice cut through the chaos, steely and certain. The spiral pulsed, growing brighter. Now! Einstein shouted, and with a final flick of his wrist, he sent the energy spiraling outward. Rift open! A crack split the air, warping reality itself. Rhea's breath caught as a tear in space shimmered before her. Fragments of alien architecture flickered within, the jagged forms of Ashaari ships echoing against her mind. Go! Everyone through! Rhea commanded, ushering her team towards the rift. Technicians dove in one by one, but Rhea hesitated. She looked back at Einstein, who was still riveted to the ground, the blue light dimming in his eyes. Einstein, come on! He met her gaze, confusion clouding his features again. I didn't bring them. They're coming for me. Move, she yelled, pulling him toward the rift. There's no time. Suddenly, one of the defeated drones began to stir. Smoke cleared to reveal its remaining consciousness, glowing eyes flickering back to life. Rhea felt a chill crawl down her spine as it tilted its head, scanning for Einstein. Gata thu, Einstein, it whispered, the words rolling off its synthetic tongue with a familiar resonance. Rhea's stomach dropped. No, she murmured. Einstein's gaze fell to the drone, his expression a mix of shock and understanding. This isn't a mere machine, he whispered. I designed these somehow. The drone's mouth moved again, repeating the name Einstein. Panic clawed at Ria's insides. We have to go. No. Einstein hesitated, confusion morphing into terror. I can't let them find out the full extent of my work. Not again. Einstein, please, Ria pleaded. We need you. But time hung heavily in the air, the drone's whisper piercing the chaos. As Ria caught the eye of her remaining soldiers, she knew they were losing trust, losing time. Einstein! She screamed as the figure of the drone morphed before her eyes, shifting from a broken machine to something dark and twisted. Then a trio of drones broke through the last barricade. Ria exhaled sharply. We're out of time! With a swift decision, she lunged for the rift. The rift quivered, the last bastion of hope waist-deep in chaos. But behind her, Einstein hesitated, captivated by the whispers of familiar echoes. Jump! She shouted, desperation in her voice. In a heartbeat, two realities converged. The pull of the rift beckoned, but the siren call of the Ashaari drones echoed from within him. Einstein! Ria shrieked as the first drones surged forward, wrenching him further into their grasp. The rift shimmered, the chaos bleeding through, cutting through her pleas. But her heart surged. They were running out of options, hope fraying like the edges of the rift itself. Einstein! Choose! Ria's voice broke free, echoing through the universe itself, a plea against the impending darkness. His eyes flickered between worlds, but the drones loomed ever closer, their claws ready to reclaim what was crafted. The question lingered in the air as the rift shimmered, drawing her in. Would he follow? Einstein! And then the world fractured. Ria's heart pounded as she stared into Einstein's glowing blue eyes. We need to go now. But the memories, they're overwhelming. He staggered, clutching his head, shadows of alien thoughts flickering behind his gaze. We don't have time for this, Ria yelled, urgency rising in her voice. The command center trembled under the weight of approaching danger. Drones were en route, hunting them with relentless precision. Suddenly, the tracking system blared an alarm, drowning out her command. Incoming Ashaari! 5 seconds to impact! Ria sprinted towards the doorway, dragging Einstein with her. We can't let them capture you. I can hear them, he murmured as if entranced. Their plans, their advancements, they want me back. Not on my watch, she said defiantly, her eyes darting to the window. A massive silhouette loomed outside, an ominous warship, reconstructing itself around the remnants of shattered orbital debris. Einstein broke free from her grip, eyes darting around the room. The rift! I can open a rift, but need more energy. Not a chance. You have to focus. They're almost here. Ria shot back. If you don't hurry, we won't have a world to go back to. He swallowed hard, shoulders tense. I see fragments, half human, half Ashaari thoughts. This fusion could advance humanity, bring unity. No, that's what they want. You can't let them use you, Ria shouted, desperation creeping into her voice. The drone screams echoed through the hall, a chorus of terror. Einstein's face hardened. Unity comes with sacrifice. We could... Damn it, Einstein! Ria interrupted, shaking him. Do you really want to become one of them? His expression shifted, fear and understanding clashing in his brilliant mind. They're responding to the signal. The first drone burst through, metallic claws poised to strike. Ria raised her weapon. We're out of time. I'll cover you, just focus. He nodded, determination etched in his features. Gather the energy. I can warp space. The room pulsated with danger as adrenaline surged within her. Ria interspersed shots at the approaching drone, striking it down, but more surged forward from behind Einstein, eyes glinting with purpose. Now! He called, the light in his hands swelling. He raised them, urgency cracking his voice. I need... Einstein! Ria pleaded, dodging another drone. Hurry! He began weaving an intricate pattern in the air. A shimmer formed, creating a rift, a glimpse into another reality, where chaos merged with the unknown. The drones closed in, whispering his name as if recognizing something. Einstein, come home, they echoed, their voices morphed into a dark melody. No! Ria screamed, lunging towards him. Don't listen! He swayed, caught between two worlds. I can help them! Einstein faltered, the rift pulsating eerily around them. Help them do what? She asked harshly as a monstrous drone lunged forward. They'll use you to enslave humanity. Ria grabbed his arm, eyes meeting his, willing him to remember who he was. Choose, Einstein. Choose now. Fear gripped her. Time slipped away like sand through her fingers as the rift expanded, glowing brighter. Einstein! In a heartbeat, he turned, eyes shimmering. This isn't just about me. The last of the drones broke through, their claws extending, their intent clear. As the rift pulsed with threatening energy, she could feel the future hinging on his decision. Choose! She screamed as dread lodged in her throat. Then, the world shattered around them, and she grasped for hope as they were pulled into the unknown. Ria's heart raced as she gazed into Einstein's glowing blue eyes. We need to go now! But the memories, they're overwhelming. He staggered, gripping his head, shadows of alien thoughts flickering in his gaze. We don't have time for this! Ria yelled, urgency slicing through her voice. The command center vibrated with the weight of impending doom. Ashaari drones were closing in, relentless and precise. Suddenly, the tracking system blared. Incoming Ashaari! 5 seconds to impact! Ria sprinted toward the exit, dragging Einstein along. We can't let them capture you. I can hear them, he murmured as if entranced. Their plans, their advancements. They want me back. Not on my watch, she shot back, glancing out the window. A menacing silhouette loomed outside, an alien warship reconstructing itself from the debris of their orbital battleground. Einstein wrenched free from her grip, eyes scanning the room. The rift! I can open a rift, but I need more energy. Not a chance. You have to focus. They're almost here, Ria insisted. If you don't hurry, we won't have a world to return to. He swallowed hard, his shoulders tensing. I see fragments, half human, half Ashaari thoughts. This fusion could advance humanity, bring unity. No, that's exactly what they want. You can't let them use you, Ria shouted, desperation leaking into her tone. The drone's screams grew louder, a haunting chorus. Einstein's face hardened. Unity comes with sacrifice. We could help them. Damn it, Einstein, Ria interrupted, shaking him. Do you really want to become one of them? His expression shifted, fear clashing with understanding in his brilliant mind. They're responding to the signal. The first drone crashed through the doorway, metallic claws poised to strike. Rhea raised her weapon. "We're out of time. I'll cover you. Just focus." He nodded, determination igniting his features. "Gather the energy. I can warp space." The air thickened with danger as adrenaline surged through her. Rhea fired at the advancing drone, her aim true, but more flooded in from behind Einstein, their eyes gleaming with malice. "Now," he called, his hands glowing with power. "I need—" "Einstein!" Rhea pleaded, dodging another drone. "Hurry!" He began weaving a complex pattern in the air. A shimmering rift opened behind him, revealing glimpses of a chaotic realm where darkness merged with the unknown. The drones closed in, their whispers echoing through the room. "Einstein, come home," they sang, their voices twisting into a sinister melody. "No!" Rhea screamed as she lunged toward him. "Don't listen!" He swayed, caught between two worlds. "I can help them." Rhea's heart pounded hard against her chest. "Help them do what?" she demanded, frustration fueling her. "They'll use you to enslave humanity." She grabbed his arm, their eyes locking. She had to reach him. "Choose, Einstein. Choose now." Panic washed over her. Time slipped away like sand through her fingers as the rift pulsed with vibrant energy. "Einstein!" In a heartbeat, he turned to her, eyes shining with eerie brilliance. "This isn't just about me." The last drone lunged, claws extended, intent clear. The rift blazed with threatening energy, and Rhea felt the weight of their future hanging on his decision. "Choose!" she screamed, dread tightening her throat. Then, the world fractured around them, and Rhea grasped for hope as they were sucked into the unknown. Rhea's pulse raced as the glowing rift pulsed behind Einstein, its radiance flickering like a heartbeat. "We can't linger here," she shouted, urgency amplifying her tone. "I'm almost there," Einstein murmured, his voice strained. He clutched his head, silver strands of hair catching the light. Shadows of alien memories danced in his eyes, reflections of a twisted legacy clawing at the edges of his psyche. "They're resonating with my mind." "Enough!" Rhea snapped. "Focus on us. We need to move." Around them, the command center shook. Alarms wailed, slashing through the confusion. The drones were relentless, inching closer, their wicked talons gleaming. Their technology. It's merging with their intelligence. It could unify us. Einstein breathed, the weight of his revelation hanging in the air like impending doom. "Unify or dominate?" Rhea shot back, refusing to allow despair to creep into her voice. "You're not thinking straight. We can't let them claim you?" A metallic crash echoed as one drone smashed through the doorframe, its eyes scanning the room like a predator honing in on prey. Rhea raised her weapon. "We're out of time, Einstein! Move!" He hesitated, racked with conflicting thoughts. "What if I could help them?" His voice faltered, uncertainty flaring. "That's what they want. You can't trust them," she said, her frustration bubbling over. The air thickened with dread as more drones flooded in, their whispers echoing ominously through the chaos. "They'll turn you into a weapon." Einstein's expression shifted, confusion mixed with alarming clarity. "Unity comes with sacrifice." "No!" Rhea shouted, shaking him urgently. You can't become part of their hive mind. Rhea. He looked lost, caught between worlds. I see fragments of their plans. We could advance. Advance to what? Slavery? Rhea's voice trembled. Her grip tightened on his arm, her eyes locked onto his luminous gaze. They'll reshape humanity to fit their needs, not ours. Desperation clawed at her throat. Choose, Einstein. Choose now, or we both perish. With dawning realization, Einstein's features hardened. This isn't just about me. There's more at stake. The drones drew closer, their cold voices weaving through her mind. Einstein, come home, they taunted, their serenade chilling her core. Einstein, Rhea screamed, feeling the rift's energy surge with lethal potential. Don't listen to them. He swayed, uncertainty flooding his brilliant mind. I can manipulate their thought patterns, help humanity thrive. No, you'll obliterate who we are. Rhea's plea pierced the tension, raw and urgent. Within moments, conflict erupted inside him. The promise of civilization's evolution warred against the tether of his newfound humanity. Rhea, I can... Einstein, choose! Rhea shouted, the fear in her voice sharp as glass. The last drone lunged, its metallic claws poised for annihilation. Rhea felt a violent tug at her heart as Einstein turned, his eyes blazing with dangerous resolution. I must. Then the world shattered, the rift swallowing them whole. Rhea's scream echoed into the void, an emotional plea against the encroaching darkness. As they plunged into the unknown, she grasped for any vestige of hope, uncertainty clawing at her mind. Would he harness this power to bring salvation or summon destruction? Rhea's heart thundered as the glowing rift pulsed, its energy crackling like a live wire. We can't linger here, she shouted, urgency piercing her tone. I'm almost there, Einstein murmured, sweat beading on his brow. Shadows of alien memories flickered in his eyes. They're resonating with my mind. Enough, Rhea snapped. Focus! We need to move! The command center trembled. Alarms shrieked, a cacophony of chaos that buried hope. Drones swarmed, their blood-red eyes glinting with malice. Their technology, it's merging with their intelligence. It could unify us. Einstein breathed, a tremor of awe coloring his words. Unify? Or dominate? Rhea countered sharply, her voice steady despite the rising panic. They want to claim you. A drone smashed through the door, metal crunching and shards exploding. Rhea raised her weapon, adrenaline surging. We're out of time, Einstein! Move! He lingered, caught in a tempest of conflicting thoughts. What if I could help them? His voice faltered. Help them! You can't trust them! Rhea shouted, desperation clawing at her chest. Shadows danced closer, cloaked whispers echoing her worst fears. They'll turn you into a weapon. Einstein's brow furrowed, confusion battling his genius resolve. Unity comes with sacrifice. No, Rhea screamed, shaking him. You can't become part of their hive mind. Not after everything. Rhea. His voice was distant, as if he were slipping away. Fragments of their plans. We could advance. Advance to what? Slavery? Obliteration? Her breath hitched. Rhea stepped closer, eyes locking onto his glowing gaze. They'll reshape humanity to fit their needs. Desperation turned to a raw plea. Choose, Einstein. You can't waver now. Choose, or we both die. Dread transformed his expression. This isn't just about me. The drones closed in, their mechanical voices a haunting melody. Einstein, come home, they hissed, entangling her thoughts. Einstein, Rhea cried, feeling the rift's energy thickening, almost alive. Don't listen to them. He swayed, uncertainty flooding his brilliant mind. I can manipulate their thought patterns, help humanity thrive. No, not like this. Rhea's voice trembled, panic threading her words. You'll erase who we are. Tension simmered between them, conflict igniting a fierce battle within. Rhea, I can... Einstein, choose! She pleaded, her voice cracking under the weight of desperation. Then the last drone lunged, claws poised for destruction. Rhea's heart sank as clarity sparked in Einstein's eyes. I must. As he turned, the world shattered. The rift swallowed them whole, Rhea's scream mingling with the encroaching darkness. She grasped for hope amid the void, uncertainty gnawing at her mind. Would he wield this power for salvation or invite doom? The fate of humanity hung on the edge, teetering dangerously into the unknown. Einstein had crossed a line into madness, drawn taut by the magnetic pull of alien whispers. The rift pulsed, a living thing hungry for despair. Rhea, you don't understand, Einstein murmured, his gaze distant, clouded by the vastness of knowledge. Understand what? Rhea shot back, her voice sharp as a blade. That you're becoming one of them? Sparks exploded from the rift, showering the ground. Drones swarmed like frenzied wasps, their geometric forms a grotesque parody of life. Einstein, they sang, an eerie chorus. Join us! No! Rhea fired her weapon, the thud of each shot echoing in the chaos. You need to fight this! He staggered back, clutching his head. What if I could harness it? The knowledge, the evolution. Evolution? Rhea's words were a knife, cutting through his fantasies. Or extinction. Think of what they want from you, what you could become. Images flickered in Einstein's mind, visions of grandeur and dominance, a future that twisted humanity's essence. He faltered, his convictions unraveling. I can help them. Help us. Help us how? Rhea pressed, desperation thick in her throat. By giving up our humanity? Einstein hesitated, teeth grinding against the tidal wave of possibilities choking him. If I join them, I can... Stop! The command sliced through the air. Rhea stepped closer, her heart racing. You'll trade your soul for their utopia. I could save... No, she shouted, pinning him with her gaze. Your vision could destroy everything we are. Think of those you love. Your family, your friends. Would you sacrifice them? The drone buzzed, hovering closer, its voice a mechanical melody. Embrace your true legacy. Embrace us. Einstein's resolve faltered, caught in the storm. What if they are right? He whispered, the weight of the cosmos pressing down on him. Rhea's breath hitched. No, we need the man who was Einstein, not this twisted shadow. You're better than this. Silence hung heavy in the air. A chasm widened between them, rippling with unspoken fears. He stepped toward the rift, yearning to bridge the depths of the unknown. Could evolution come at such a price? Rhea raised her weapon again, but trembling fingers betrayed her. We can fight together. You're not alone in this. A momentary spark ignited in his eyes, just before he turned away. I have to understand. Einstein, don't! You're losing yourself! With a final surge of desperation, she lunged. A drone lunged too, claws outstretched, eyes blazing with hunger. Their worlds collided. The rift erupted, swelling and surging as the darkness swallowed them whole. Rhea's scream dissipated into nothingness, a haunting echo against the void, weighed down by the staggering realization. The man she fought to save was teetering on the edge of damnation, and she was running out of time. Einstein was losing himself. Right before her eyes, the tendrils of alien power coiled around his mind, whispering promises of unimaginable knowledge. Rhea felt the chill of despair bathe her heart. Rhea, you don't understand, he murmured, staring into an abyss of possibilities. Understand what? Her voice cut through the haze, sharp as shrapnel. That you're becoming one of them? Sparks erupted from the rift, crashing down like shooting stars. Drones swarmed above, their terrifying forms catching the flickering light, droning in a twisted harmony. Einstein, join us, they sang, their metallic voices dripping with allure. No! She fired, a cascade of shots blasting through the swarm, but it only drew attention. You need to fight this! Don't let them take you! He staggered, clutching his head as if the weight of galaxies were pressing down. What if I could harness it? What if I could save us? Save us? Her voice trembled, a desperate plea wrapped in anger. By forsaking our humanity? Think of what they want from you. Images flashed through his mind, futures of grandeur, subjugation, a twisted version of paradise. She saw his conviction falter, his face flickering between resolve and doubt. If I join them, I can... Stop! Rhea stepped closer, her pulse hammering in her ears. You'll trade your soul for their utopia. Is that who you want to be? His resolve wavered beneath the weight of her words. I could be more. No, she shouted, though fear gnawed at her. We need the man who was Einstein, not this monster. Think of your family, your friends. Would you sacrifice them? The drone lurked closer, its eyes glinting with insidious hunger. Embrace your legacy. Embrace us. Einstein's expression shifted. What if they are right? The cosmos seemed to close in around them, a fathomless void threatening to consume him. Please don't do this! Rhea stepped forward, a surge of desperation fueling her. We can fight together. You're not alone in this. A flicker of recognition ignited in his gaze, but it extinguished as he turned back toward the rift, longing for the unfathomable depths of alien knowledge. I have to understand. Einstein, don't! Panic ripped through her, every heartbeat a protest. The clash was imminent. As she raised her weapon again, the drone lunged, claws bared and eyes burning with need. Their worlds collided just as the rift erupted, surging around them like a tidal wave of blackness. Rhea screamed, but her voice faded into oblivion, a haunting revelation sinking in her gut. The man she fought to save was slipping away. Time had run out. The stakes had never been higher, and the countdown was set. The war for humanity's soul had begun, and the price was yet to be paid. Silence enveloped the vast control core, as if the universe itself held its breath. Rhea stood among the debris, the wreckage of the Ashaari warship sinking into the fluorescent haze of fractured reality. The rift was a raw tear, pulsing with the echoes of chaos they had unleashed. Yet here, in the quiet aftermath, everything felt still and heavy. The memories of Einstein flashed before her eyes like shards of shattered glass. His laughter in the lab, the glimmer of brilliance in his eyes as he theorized about the mysteries of the universe, now buried beneath the echoes of alien addiction. How could someone so fiercely human be so easily drawn into the void? Einstein, she whispered, a fragile sound that felt swallowed by the enormity of space around her. The darkness felt closer now, coiling around her like the alien tendrils that had grasped him. The thought twisted in her mind. He was lost, slipping away into a fate of mechanical compliance. Had she fought for nothing? Fragments of laughter and theories mingled with the haunting whispers of the drones. "Join us," they sang, voices ringing in her ears, blending the boundary of reality and nightmare. Rhea clenched her fists, feeling the burn of unshed tears. How had it come to this? A race on the brink of extinction, and here they stood, architects of their demise. Was it too late to bring him back? The cosmos stretched infinitely beyond, dark and cold. She had hoped for salvation, yet it had slipped like sand through her fingers. The control room felt like a mausoleum, the glow from the rift casting eerie shadows that danced with sorrow. She glanced at her team, stricken faces, eyes hollow with despair and disbelief. Conflict had claimed their souls, one by one. With each passing moment, hope faded like distant stars swallowed by the dawn. Maybe there was still a chance. Rhea inhaled deeply, a breath steadying her resolve. They weren't defeated yet. Not entirely. The signal she transmitted, the chaos of human emotion, might just create an opening. Was it enough to bring Einstein back? "Focus!" she shouted, determination hardening her voice. "We need to regroup. If there's any part of him left, we'll find it." Her heat ignited a flicker of hope in her team, momentarily breaking through the heavy fog of loss. As they gathered their wits amidst the debris, a soft light began to emanate from the center of the rift, a pulsing shimmer, chaotic yet inviting. Rhea felt a pull, an energy that resonated with something deep inside her soul. She moved toward it, heart racing. "Rhea!" someone shouted, a hand grasping her arm. "What are you doing? It's dangerous!" "Isn't that what we've always done?" she replied, gaze fixed on that shimmering light. "If we can unlock what's left of Einstein, if we can force these beings to confront the very chaos they dread, maybe we can give him a chance. To choose." They hesitated, fear anchoring them in place, but something in Rhea's voice ignited determination in their eyes. Together they forged toward the light, a collective grip of strength against the unknown. Maybe, just maybe, recovery was possible. As her hand reached toward the rift's warm glow, she felt a heartbeat, a resonance that echoed within her. And then a flicker, a vision. Einstein's face not in despair, but clarity. His eyes shining with the light of creativity, the chaotic unpredictability of the human spirit reflecting a glimmer of hope. An unexpected twist, a narrow chance at redemption. "Let's do this," she breathed, as her team rallied around her, the fight for humanity's soul reborn in their grasp. The echoes of chaos surged anew, and for the first time amidst the debris, Rhea dared to believe. Silence enveloped the control room like a shroud, but beneath it pulsated the heart of creation, a rift, a gateway beckoning her closer. Rhea stood at the precipice of an unfathomable chasm, the remnants of the Ashaari warship dissolving into the light, the very light that might hold the last fragments of Albert Einstein. Einstein, the man who dared to redefine destiny, now a specter of both brilliance and terror. She could still hear his laughter echoing through her mind, vibrant and alive. She squeezed her eyes shut, unwilling to be swallowed by despair, a battle dearer to her heart than mere survival. Glimmers of his genius spilled forth, memories mingled with sorrow, drifting like smoke in the vast emptiness around her. "Rhea!" A voice pierced through, a reminder that she wasn't alone. Yet even as her crew hovered behind her, their fear sliced through her resolve, slicing it thin. She had seen the toll of Einstein's dual existence weigh heavily upon them. Fear, doubt, loss. Sounds lay thick in the air. Did they think she would surrender now? "Look!" she cried, pointing at the shimmering glow. It beckoned, chaotic and beautiful, radiating possibilities. "We can't let him slip away. We must confront what we've created." "What if he's gone?" someone murmured, trembling. Their eyes were haunted, reflecting the war that had raged within their hearts, those very thoughts clawing at Rhea's own conception of hope. "Then we fight for him, for what's left," she replied. "Destruction and rebirth, aren't those the essentials of life?" The passion ignited in her voice, lighting embers in their chests, urging them forward. With each step, fear transformed into a symphony of determination. One by one, they rallied around her, uniting in a bond far deeper than the threat that loomed before them. Drawing close to the rift, they sensed its warmth, tracing the resonance of humanity intertwined with logic, as if reaching out to something long forsaken. Rhea inhaled, listing her promise to him, to them, and to the world on the brink. "If we can reawaken the essence of who he was, we stand a chance to shatter the chains that bind us, all of us." And in that moment, the rift shuddered, light shimmering in unpredictable patterns, binding their hopes within its core. A heartbeat echoed back at her, a pulse of recognition. Through visions that flickered, she caught a glimpse. Einstein, untethered yet radiant, his brilliance vividly alive as waves of chaos sparkled in his eyes. "Together!" Rhea shouted, stitching strength from the scars of their journey. She reached out, fingertips brushing the vibrant light, feeling the pulse grow. That chaotic energy flowed through her, a reminder of her human fragility and fabulous strength. The two intertwined like threads of a tapestry. Suddenly, the rift roared to life. Einstein's essence spiraled from the light, his voice merging with their emotions, breaking through barriers. "You made me real," he echoed, a blend of human warmth and alien resonance. This was always about choice. The light surged in a brilliant explosion of colors, reshaping their reality, illuminating their spirits. It swallowed the remnants of the Ashaari warship, converging at the nexus of existence itself, unveiling a startling landscape of possibilities. She could feel it, transformation rippling through her teammates, sparking a fire long dormant within them. And then they glimpsed it, an untouched blueprint, torn yet vibrant, glowing softly amidst the remnants of chaos. Earth teetered on the edge of something unprecedented, a city reconstructed by untamed creativity. Through the shimmering ether, Rhea met Einstein's eyes, searching for guidance in his chaotic wonder, searching for a path forward in their shared fate. Was he still half alien, half human? The truth blurred. But as the boundaries fell, she saw hope echoing back. And just as the possibilities poured forth, something shifted, an underlying tremor in the fabric of their world. Was this the birth of unity, or a prelude to something darker lying in wait? With hearts tethered between what was and what could be, Rhea murmured, "This is just the beginning." And in the interplay of starlight and shadow, a final whisper caressed the air. One last message echoing against the silence of newly woven reality. Please, choose wisely.